welcome to J&A Voice for Change. I'm Anthony, and these are my views and my opinions only. And I'm here with Robert Sneed. We got some issues here at Washington Street Apartments.
Yes.
Okay, so of what has been happening, what is Sundial, the problem she's been going through with Sundial and pickups. And tell us a little bit about what's going on, Robert.
Okay, this is Karen. She can't hear in one ear, and she has diabetics, and she can't walk far because she have in her knees, and then she got a bone coming out, and it's very painful. So when she calls SunLine for a pickup, they make her walk all the way over to the pickup area that we have already discussed.
Half a mile.
Yeah, it's not well, it's far, but way over there to get picked up. Now, she can't walk that far. Sundial is a curve-to-curve service. So they're supposed to be picking her out up by her resident on the curve up here and taking her to her appointments. SunLine refuses to do that. And so, Karen, tell us a little bit about what has happened.
Well, I rode this service for 2 years when I was going through surgery in Orange County. Never had a problem.
Sorry.
Never ever had a problem at all. The first week that I tried to get service here, they sent me 2 people who did not know how to back up the bus. So they parked out in the middle of the street. The first one actually called the company to find out what to do. The second one, and they're telling me they've only had 46 hours of training. Listen, they should have learned to back up. I have experience with the motor coach industry and held rodeos every year for them. I know I would never hire anybody that couldn't back up the bus, especially with handicapped people in it. So then those 2 people, one helped and found out what to do. The second one just stuck her finger in her mouth and said, "I'm new." Said, "I'll call the company. I'll get another bus to come." That never happened. I got through. I handed her the phone finally. She never got through to the company. Okay, then another day, I'm sitting down on our benches where I have to sit and wait, and no buses come. All of a sudden, I see a bus back into the driveway, and I get up. They were parked on the curb through 5 cars and 2 trash containers that I couldn't even see the bus till it backed in. I tried to go after it, but they're not paying any attention or even trying to find me or do anything. They left. So I called the company and complained. And ever since then, they've terrorized me and moved the parking down here and told me that Friday they moved the parking a half a mile away, that they would come to my door, knock on the door, call me on the phone, and include me in the process with safety. I didn't hear a thing all day. I'm calling. I haven't heard from Tony. Well, and he hasn't called like he told me he would. Knock on my door and call. In other words, he lied to me. He went ahead and went down to management and made arrangements for the bus turnaround, which I'm not even sure what that was in there for in the first place, and refused to help me. And then some days I stand in the middle of the street, or Robert comes out, he hears the bus, I don't hear it, and stops the bus and tries to get me on it. Some have refused. And
okay, so let's talk about what happened on yesterday.
Yesterday, they refused to bring me to my house, to the door, but I had called at 11 o'clock in the morning to confirm that how I was going to be picked up and dropped off, and I was told door to door. After 1 o'clock, I got a call from Tony, saying that I had to go down to the bus stop. And the day before that, it was at the office. They're changing around and not even letting us know.
Okay.
I couldn't walk down there. You know, I mean, they're just terrorizing me. Tony helped me get on the bus, and they took me, and then he was going to come back here at 4 when we were dropping the food off. They refused to bring me to the door to drop the food off. So I'm stuck with a box of food and my walker and myself and my water, and I can't, and they just lock me up on the bus and make me stay there and wait for supervisor to come.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
No, okay, because I was there.
Later in the day.
And later in the day, when it came back, it was a supervisor named Mike that we got into the discussion about not dropping you at that spot, to drop you over here by the curve. Okay,
Right.
I was in a conversation with Anthony on the phone, and he was saying to me that they're not a door-to-door service, and they were only going to do origin to destination. All right. So when he quoted that, he doesn't understand what that means. And I'm
The mandate is right on the bus. They'll lose their Title VI.
Exactly. But he quoted this to me: origin to destination. What origin to destination means? It means service. Means providing service for a passenger, the origin to the passenger destination. The provider, the paratransit, is a curve-to-curve or door-to-door mode. When an ADA paratransit operator chooses curve-to-curve as its primary means of providing service, it must assist to those passengers who need assist beyond the curve in order to use the service. So at that particular time, and Sundial is a curve-to-curve service. That means that they got to drop you off as closest to the door as possible. If we want them to be a curve-to-curve, we have to present a letter of modification through the ADA for them to get off the bus to come to your door to pick you up and put you on the bus. But our whole problem is that Sundial does not want to back up. And that's not my problem. That's not your problem. That's their problem. And they threaten to take our service from us if our property manager did not provide a place to pick up. Our property manager never agreed to that place where they make you walk. Never. So,
though they told me she did.
But she didn't.
Okay.
Okay. So yesterday, when you had another pickup, they told you to go back over there to get picked up, right? And which they were out of order because they should have came and picked you up over here by your curve. Right. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you, but we will get to the bottom of it, and we will. As a matter of fact, we're going to be calling for the resignation of Anthony Parham because he's violated the ADA rule of conduct, the rule of law, and whoever else bought into that lie that he took back to SunLine, we're going to be asking for their resignation too. This is senior citizen abuse. This is senior citizen abuse. They are abusing your right and you and your physical well-being and your health, trying to make you walk way over there in 110 degrees heat.
116.
Yeah, 116, 110. It's getting hotter by the day. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the afternoon. You know, you go early in the morning. I start out early in the morning, but by the time I get back, you know, I'm left off. Yeah, in a very hot and worn out and tired and have had to move around while I was out. yesterday I took a picture on my phone of the mandate. It's right on the bus.
Yeah, it's Title VI.
It's in both languages and something else. And I took a picture of it, and it specifies exactly what you just said.
It is a curb-to-curb service.
Right, and they're refusing to help me and punishing me because I realized that their bus drivers weren't adequately trained.
And not only are they punish you, they're in retaliation, but they refuse to do the service correctly.
Right. Well, not only that, because I ride the bus, they drop other people out at their curb.
So it's targeting.
Right.
They targeting you. They're willfully making you suffer for something that you have a right to have and a right to complain about, and they refuse to do it. They want to make it as if it is operation, as if they're making a bus stop. This is paratransit. It's not Sun Bus. So they can't do that.
Right.
It almost feels like deja vu. The minute you speak up, you get retaliated on, as it happened to me.
Absolutely. They've been horrible to me about this. Now, when I call and make the reservations, everything's, fine. They do a good job. It's Tony's end of it where they're screwing me over. And they're telling the drivers what to do against the law. And then the drivers are afraid they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah, and the drivers are in here doing a 3-point turn where they're supposed to call in and get a clearance. And Tony and safety declared, and it was Eugene Wilson, declared that their vehicles can make a U-turn in that area, and they cannot.
I don't know both ends of it, but I know it's wrong. I know it's a hardship on me, and that it's caused me sleepless nights, inability to do things that I need to do to survive. And not only me, but the whole park is up in arms because other people have issues why they can't walk down there. Everybody's really upset about this, and the focus and blame is on me. It's not me, it's the bus company.
Yes.
I can imagine the emotional anxiety and your whole trip, the start to finish, of how you're going to experience bringing food home to your table and not being able to get out there and get to provide for your home, for yourself and your well-being. But at the same time, you also don't want to go out there and have to walk way over there and get a heat stroke.
I can't.
Yeah.
I go and sit with Tony sometimes in the middle of the street. I'm not Tony.
I'm Robert.
With Robert in the middle of the street, so the bus has to stop for us.
Yeah.
But they refuse to put me on. We'll come back and get you is what they say.
So you're about to read off. Can you give me a little bit of information on what you're about to read?
Okay, this is the complaint that our management filed with Sundial, because Sundial was telling our residents that it was management that made the decision to come to this spot for the pickup and drop off. And they said that they came out several times, which they did come out several times. They came out twice. Once for Tony Parham to bully the management and threatening to pull a service that they cannot pull. And the second time they came out is when they brought flyers. They brought these flyers here for the management to pass out. So here is the deal. Management complaint was, I told you my building was for elderly and disability, and my residents needed a door-to-door pickup. Your employees took me to the side of my building and told me that this is where our company decided to pick up residents. And I told them that they can't walk that far. Again, I told you Washington Street, elderly and disability community, and most of my residents cannot walk. Your employee told me that if they had to back up, then SunLine would not come in the property to transport the residents, and you told me to provide a designated area where your company chooses when you would pick or you would not pick up the residents. That same day, you arrived at the office with flyers with a designated spot where to be picked up. And again, I told you, no, I do not want to put my residents in healthy and safety risks. Your employee said SunLine will only pick up the residents in that spot and to put a shed over the area. And I told you that this was a fire lane and this area needed to be cleared at all times.
Okay, and there's a letter right there. Yeah, you got an email, and this is a spot that...
My name is Robert Sneed, and these are my opinions and my opinions only based on the information that we have gathered through the investigation of Sundial using our area to pick up our senior citizens.